Welcome to Overwhelmed to Overcomer podcast with coach, encourager, and strategist Anna McLaughlin. If you're a Christian woman who has big dreams rooted in an even bigger God, but most days those dreams feel completely out of reach, trust me, I get it. As a homeschooling mama of 4, entrepreneur, investor, and all-around wearer of many hats, I am right there with you. And yet the Lord invites us to live out our God-given purpose now in the midst of the madness. So let's explore together how we can know our calling and walk in it today with clarity, with courage, with each other. It's time for you to live the life you love and love the life you live. Let's do this thing.
Welcome to Overwhelmed to Overcomer podcast, friend. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm going to tell you, it is we are working on the shortest time frame that we've ever worked in the history of Overwhelmed to Overcomer, which was previously She Considers a Field. I'm speaking to you from the not so distant past. There was a season when I was on it with getting all the episodes pushed out and getting everything dropped for my wonderful podcast editor, Leslie, to take care of all the things that she does. It is Monday, December 16th. This episode will be in your ears in 4 days. Leslie, thank you for taking care of things. I hope each of you just prays a quick prayer of blessing for my wonderful editor, Leslie, and for all that she does. And I will tell you, I have this thing where I kind of like, I know what I need to say and it's stuck sometimes. And this has been one of those times. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background as to why, and then it's as usual, it's all about this conversation. There's a podcast episode that we did in here a couple of months ago when the teacher becomes the student. And this is nowhere more true in my life than in this world of podcasting. The Lord kind of downloads to me and workshops me on whatever it is that we're going to be talking about. And sometimes it gets a little stuck in my heart and I can't find my words. So prayerfully, I'm just opening my mouth and speaking and trusting that the Lord will do with it what he will in your sweet ears. So thank you for being here. We're going to be talking today about the withness of God, Emmanuel, God with us. But we're not going to read the Christmas story. I'm sure you're hearing that in many places. And if you're not, go sit down and pull out the book of Luke and let it just marinate in your soul. God came down as a baby, the most vulnerable of us. He came down to a young teen mother and her betrothed. He lived among the animals in his first hours. He was visited by the most lowly of people groups in that time, the shepherds. And yet he is king. He came and became less so that we could be with him. But here's what happened in my spirit. I started feeling some fear. This can't be true. It's too good. There's no way. What am I missing? So I was feeling this like fear and awe, I guess is the only way I know how to explain it. And what the Lord brought me back to is this. I think as a nation, we've just been kind of through it the past several years, especially among the people of God. There's just been this like sifting and shifting and, COVID brought up a lot. And then all of the political climate has brought up a lot. And then, here we are kind of in the trenches as the people of God. And we're trying to raise our babies and we're trying to educate them and we're trying to like show up in the marketplace faithfully. And we're trying to just pay for groceries, and it's feeling like a lot. And then here lands grace. And I don't know what to do with it. If you've been hanging out with me for a while, I'm all in when it's hard. We're going to lean into the promises of God. We're going to trust that he works all things together for good for those who love him and are called according to his purposes. We're going to be faithful in little and set over more. We're going to be brave and courageous. We're going to get out of the boats. And then here comes this huge windfall of blessing. And I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah, right, Lord. Sure. What's the catch? What am I missing here? And I want to push it away. And you know what? I am not alone. I know I'm not alone. And so this Christmas season, the invitation I am extending to you is to believe that it's all possible. To believe that his goodness really is as shocking and as stunning, as dazzling as it appears. What if it's time to lay down our suspicion? What if it's time to trust that a new day is dawning? What if it's time to lean into his promises and say yes? Okay. So he's worked, like I said. Actually, I've been redoing this a few times because I have a sweet little lady sitting behind me, and so I got a little distracted, but now I'm just going to own it. If you hear any coughs or rustles, or you see the curtain waving behind me if you're watching the video, it's because I have a beautiful little friend in here, my precious daughter, who's waiting very patiently for me to read Anne of Green Gables to her, and I will not let her down. So you might hear it might not be the cleanest of recordings. Leslie, it's going to be okay. My podcast said it's going to be okay. We will let it be, and we will get her done because I have a message to share. So, like I said, I've been workshopping this with the Lord. I've been leaning into prayer with him, and he gave me two things that I want to share with you today. So here's where he brought me. First, we went to 1 John 4 because I was remembering that verse. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. But there's more to it than that. So starting in 1 John 4, verse 12. No one has ever seen God. If we love one another, God abides in us, and his love is perfected in us. By this we know that we abide in him and he in us, because he has given us of his Spirit. And we have seen and testify that the Father has sent his Son to be the Savior of the world. Whoever confesses that Jesus is the Son of God, God abides in him, and he in God. So we have come to know and to believe the love that God has for us. God is love, and whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. By this is love perfected with us, so that we may have confidence for the day of judgment, because as he is, so also are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Here's the key. Listen, did you hear it? As he is, so also are we in this world. Yes, we receive from the Lord, but then we walk as he walks, and we give as he gives, and we serve as he serves. I've noticed in working through this process these past few weeks, I really thought fear was a helpful tool to keep me safe. I thought I needed it to kind of ensure that I was using wisdom. But I was praying about this, and here's what I got from the Lord. And again, I'm not saying this is Jesus literally talking to me, but here's what I felt in my spirit. I was saying, this fear, it's so disruptive. And he said, let it be. Let it be there and lay it at my feet. You suppose because the fear is there, that the thing you're fearing must be true. That's how fear works. It pushes out all other emotions and endeavors to take over. It tells you, someone needs to hear this. Fear tells you it is rational. It tells you it's your gut. It tells you it wouldn't be there unless there was something to it. But fear is a liar. Love, listen, love is what gives you wisdom and the grace you need to bear the truth, whether hard or lovely or both. Working through this has been so challenging for you because you think you need fear to keep you safe, to keep you alert and discerning. But as you are seeing, fear actually keeps you closed off from blessings. It undermines you. And then he said the opposite of fear is not abandon. It's not recklessness, basically. It's love. They cannot coexist. And then he said your path to freedom from fear is fear of God, that place of reverence. So here's our invitation. what if we choose this Christmas season as an invitation from Emmanuel, God with us, to lay down our fears and to pick up love? That doesn't mean that we close our eyes to the prompting of the Spirit. That doesn't mean that we just kind of like throw all caution to the wind. It means that we sit at his feet. We look full on his wonderful face. And we take what he gives with gladness. I'll be honest. I've gotten really comfortable at receiving the hard and trying to find the gift, really mining it out. How can this be a blessing? How can this be a blessing in the midst of some really challenging journeys? But I had a friend ask me today, she said, why are you so uncomfortable with the idea that God might lavish this abundance on you? This beautiful season, offering you fulfillment in so many areas where you've been working so hard for so long. I don't fully know the answer to that yet, but I do know this: I am not alone. There's someone listening to this who's probably crying right along with me, saying, I've gotten really good at getting used to the mess, but I kind of stopped looking for the majesty. Sure, I get it in glimpses, climb to the top of a mountain and see a beautiful view, wake up in the morning and feel the sunshine, feel his presence with me in the middle of worship. But what if there's a gift that's really just lavish that he wants to offer us, that we're going to fully miss because we're so sure it's not possible? There's this beautiful passage at the end of the last battle where it's actually, I don't know if beautiful is the way to describe it. It's poignant, and it demonstrates this conversation that we're having so well. Narnia is ending. The light is fading. The whole world is going away. And there's a door in a stable. Aslan stands at the front of the door, and the believers, the faithful, walk in and see heaven. They see paradise and glory. And those that have rejected him stream past into the darkness. But there's a company of dwarves among the first who made their way into the stable before full revelation came. They are huddled in a circle together. And while everyone around them sees paradise, all they see is the stable, the darkness, the hay, the manure. And no matter what the other inhabitants of this paradise try to do to show them where they really are, all they can see is their suffering and their struggle. The challenge in this life, friends, is that we tend to find what we think we're going to find. And so when we believe that what's on the other side of any interaction is challenge, is difficulty, is a gotcha, we actually won't even recognize the blessings when they're there, because we don't have eyes for them. And as I was praying about this, another piece that the Lord gave me is this. He said, you have allowed a spirit of suspicion to become your friend, supposing it would keep you safe. But it's like a blanket that covers you, suffocating my voice and blocking love. So as I was praying into this, I felt like the Lord said this, and I feel like I'm not trying to put this on anybody, but he said it as a collective, as something that his people have some work to do around. So if this isn't you, just don't take it on. But I know, like, I've lived it too, right? The past several years have been challenging, corporately challenging, as a nation, and especially as a people of God. And so here is what the Lord said to me, or here's what I felt in my spirit. Again, if it's not yours, don't take it on. My people have allowed a spirit of suspicion to become their friend, supposing it would keep them safe. But it is like a blanket that covers them, suffocating my voice and blocking love. This season, I will break that spirit's power in the lives of my people by ushering in offerings that are quote unquote too good to be true. Keep an open heart, and you will receive my blessings. Close off in suspicion, and you will be like the dwarves in the last battle, certain they are yet in the stable while paradise surrounds them. And here's the crux. At the end of the day, if Romans 8:28 is all that it is intended to be, then even if we trust that an offering we feel is from his hand really is from his hand, and even if upon taking the offering, it shifts, it's different than we thought, even still, he works that for good too.
Hey mama, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you gave yourself some white space? I am not talking about a trip to the bathroom alone or even the grocery store. When's the last time you had what I like to call some no one needs me time? For homeschooling entrepreneurs, time like this isn't a luxury. It's actually a key component to a healthy business, homeschool, and family life. So, if you're ready for your next respite, whether it's you by yourself, you and your spouse, or a family trip, join us at our peaceful haven, just like paradise, located on gorgeous Oak Island, North Carolina. This 3-bedroom house is just a short walk to the ocean and nearby restaurants. It has a screened-in back porch with fireplace that is to die for, hot tub, and even a fire pit if you're feeling ambitious. Book through the link in the show notes, and then you have a unique discount code, podcast100, to get a $100 discount on your stay as a thank you for being one of my listeners. Get your next getaway on the calendar today.
So, I want to invite you in this season, friends, to prepare him room, to let him come as he truly is in all of his fullness, to let him be all that he is and all that he wants to be. Sometimes his appearing involves challenge and struggle. Sometimes there's this shocking blessing, and we're going to want to hide like the dwarves. We're going to want to sit in a circle and go, nope, there's got to be a catch somewhere. This can't be for real. And we're going to want to hide our faces. So my invitation to you is this. Fear is a liar. Let it have no place. Let us step into a place of love and trust. That doesn't mean that we close our eyes and walk into every door. We're called to wisdom. We're called to discernment. We're called to be cunning and reflective. We're called to pray and surrender. But let's not forget too that childlike wonder and trust. That place that creates so much delight for the Father, where whatever he offers us, we say, yes, yes. So I'm having literally a conversation in my brain as I'm talking to you, thinking, is this fruitful? Like, is this helpful? Maybe it's just me that's walking through all this. But the truth of the matter is, I have nothing to offer you but my own experience before the Lord. I have nothing to offer you but all that he's given me. So maybe this lands now. Maybe there comes a point in a year or two where you remember, fear is a liar. Perfect love casts out fear. And I am called to walk in the world as he is in the world. I want to get that for you exactly. I want to make sure I say it exactly as it says in the word. As he is, so also are we in this world. Friend, show up as Christ, because he has showed up for you. He has come to you as a baby. This season is our annual reminder of that fact. Emmanuel, God with us. Thank you for sharing my little journey of the past few weeks with me. And now I extend the invitation to you as well. Lay down fear. Engage with that question. What if? What if Luke 15 is all that we hoped it would be? The Father says to the eldest son, you have always been with me, and all that I have is yours. The full inheritance. Luke 12:32, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Yes, we will have challenges. Yes, we will have hardships, but let us not live there. There are times of that compression, that squeezing, that oil press. And then there are times of pure grace. Let us not miss the latter, because we're staying locked in the former, out of season. To everything there is a season. Ecclesiastes tells us that. Let us not miss when the season of mourning, the season of struggle is over, and we're being invited into a season of provision, a season of blessing, a season of rest. If this resonates with you, please tell me, because I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm literally like, is this just me? I don't think so, though. I don't think it's just me. I think we've struggled, and I think we've been hurting. And I think the grocery bill has been high, and the stress of just daily life in this season has been a lot. And here it comes, an offering of grace. Look for the thing that he has for you. What does he have for you? What if we're missing some blessings? What if we're missing some gifts because we've been so locked in and dedicated to working through the struggle that we didn't even notice the struggle was over? We didn't realize that we were sitting in paradise. We still thought we were in the stable. So this coming week, as Christmas arises, prepare him room and look for his blessings to you and yours. That's all I got. I don't know what else to say, except, friend, until next time, Merry Christmas. Thank you for being one of my people. Tell me how I can pray for you and serve you in this season. Okay? Know this. You've got this, because he's got you. Until next time.
Friend, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Overwhelmed to Overcomer. So listen, the whole idea behind this mission is that when we endeavor to be brave with our lives, we need to do it together. Belonging is key. So if you resonated with the message from this episode, share it with a friend. Do it together. Thank you again. And until next time, never forget, you've got this because he's got you.